Long ago, Washington State earned its unofficial nickname, the Evergreen State, a name inspired by its vast, towering conifer forests. Now, let us step into the quiet embrace of one of the region's nature preserves, where the air is rich with evergreen scent and the forest is alive with gentle, melodic birdsong. To our left, a towering pillar of wood rises into the sky. Solid, powerful, unshakable, its deep roots bind it to the earth, while wide outstretched branches sustain its living form. Within it lives the strength of centuries, a calm endurance shaped by time itself. It brings to mind those rare human titans to whom the Creator entrusted the unfolding of history, science, and art. Yet it could just as easily be a quiet loner, a silent presence living somewhere nearby, perhaps closer than we ever notice. And just ahead of us stands a tree family, many trunks rising from a single shared root. Its true strength lies in unity. Together, they face life's trials and earn their place beneath the sun. When one begins to weaken, the others sustain it. There are even tree colonies where one root system, or branches that have taken hold in the soil, gives birth to an entire grove, sometimes an entire forest. But nature can choose another path. A weaker member, suppressed and left in the shadow of the others, may slowly lose its strength and eventually disappear. How can trees of the same species grow to be so different? And is this not a quiet mirror of the world we ourselves inhabit? Against the bright sun, the dark silhouette of a dead spruce takes shape. It resembles a skeleton, or the mast of a sunken ship. To some, its shaggy branches may look like the legs of a tropical spider. To others, the arms and legs of a monkey, ready to leap onto a neighboring trunk and vanish in an instant. And what does your imagination see? Let us lift our gaze. It feels as though one of the trees above us rises so high that its crown dissolves and disappears into the sky. Maple leaves. Their refined and varied silhouettes are recognized by people from every corner of the earth: Europe, Asia, North America, and Africa. For some, it is just an ordinary street tree, one of about 150 species. For others, Canadians, for example, it is a national symbol. In America, the sap of certain maple species is used to make maple syrup, poured straight over your breakfast pancakes. In Japan, the mountain maple is a distinct cultural and aesthetic phenomenon. Hundreds of varieties astonish with their diversity. From elegant forms with smooth skin and winding branches cascading to the ground like a waterfall, to sturdy trees with thick, almost cork-like bark. From large, broad, plane tree-like leaves to tiny, delicate, palm-shaped lacework. From classic green to variegated red, purple, yellow, and white. Solid and multicolored, speckled and edged. Just listen to some of the poetic names of Japanese maples. Harpstrings, lion's manes, or the leaf forms themselves, butterflies, full moon. To the left, something flashes with a predatory steel sheen. A sharp blade, a sword, a splinter of wood, tempered by sunlight and frost-laden wind. As we move forward, we pass countless trees, no two alike. They differ in size, in silhouette, in the intricate language of their bark. The old maple on the left wears bark so pale and smooth it seems wrapped in white cloth. Sunlight turns its surface into a screen where a quiet theater of shadows slowly unfolds. Nearby, spruces with wrinkled, knotted, and cracked bark, thickly draped in moss, resemble silent elders, watching patiently, offering their wisdom only through presence, not words. Yet bark is not always a measure of age. Old thujas shed their coarse layers one by one, revealing smooth skin beneath. Some trees in great age grow massive thorns, and the rainbow eucalyptus becomes a livy canvas, its trunk painted in vivid bands and brush strokes of red, green, yellow, and blue. Notice the strange shadows scattered across the path. a fragile lace, a delicate weaving of branches. It feels as though we are walking beneath a vast natural stained glass ceiling, a complex design where hundreds, thousands of details come together in a living composition that will shift in a moment and never repeat itself again. At times, the forest changes before our eyes. Cool, shaded conifer groves filled with ferns give way to brighter, more open, slightly untamed, deciduous thickets, rich with grasses and berry bushes. On the left, we notice a tree marked by a deep wound, the trunk patiently sealing it, layer by layer. Every living being on Earth bears wounds and learns to heal them. Such is the law of life. Look at the long scar on the tree to the right. Once a severe injury, it is softened into a faint trace. Endowed with resilience, the tree endured its trial and transformed weakness into character. And once again, a tree family appears. 5 trunks, nearly fused at the base, rise together and gently lean apart, defining their shared territory. A living space claimed as their own. It is striking how often such trees appear along our path today. Perhaps this is a feature of the local environment. Or perhaps we notice only what we are ready to see and find what we have been seeking all along. A crossroads, signposts stand quietly, offering different directions for the journey ahead. we're on a trail that leads toward the mountain's central peak. Even this simple statement raises a question. What truly defines our journey? The final destination, or the act of moving toward it? For some, it is another box to check on a list of accomplishments before moving on. For others, it is the restless drive of an explorer compelled to look into every hidden corner along an endless path toward the unknown. And for some, perhaps these questions never arise at all. They simply wish to spend an active day breathing fresh air and feeling the world around them. Which signpost is yours? Our path narrows into a thin ribbon of trail. A few more steps, and it feels as though it might dissolve into the lush greenery, leaving us to disappear within nature's carefully balanced chaos. Before us, an extraordinary living performance unfolds, one in which we are both audience and actors at the same time. The scenery draws the eye. The precise, uncompromising geometry of trees, trunks, and branches. A skeletal framework draped with countless layers. Lace woven of needles and ferns. Satin sheen of vibrant leaves, soft calico of moss. And through this intricate, multi-layered, multi-dimensional composition flows a system of natural spotlights. Shafts of sunlight hidden within the vast blue of the sky. A choir of countless voices, singers who seek neither fame nor recognition, simply fulfills its purpose. It draws us in, carries us forward, bends us to its rhythm. It sets the tone and the mood, silencing every thought except a deep sense of awe and belonging to something truly complete. But this is only form, only scenery, one might say. So what, then, is the story of the performance in which we find ourselves? Like the nature of this shared improvisation, the story is different for each of us. For some, a walk is a way to slow down, to rest from the weight of everyday life. Often, people do not even realize that they have forgotten how to rest at all. And some never notice that this, too, is a problem. For them, the resolution is the return of inner balance and calm, a moment of clarity, a reset, the discovery of new meaning, the quiet recognition of something essential in life. For others, perhaps within this nearly wild forest, a true adventure unfolds. With movement and tension, a stirring climax and an unexpected conclusion. And sometimes, there is no storyline at all. Isn't a sincere focus on one's inner world, on emotions, on an honest dialogue with oneself and with the Creator, worthy of such breathtaking natural scenery? The trail seems to pick up our thoughts and gently guides us through an improvised gate, a makeshift barrier with an arrow formed from a broken tree, opening the way toward our own personal script of this walk. Once again, we come across a group tree. To our right, several trunks appear to have grown together as one. It feels like a strong family embrace. Nearby stands an equally intriguing old, moss-covered stump. It seems to be formed of many segments tightly fitted together, or perhaps countless veins intertwined. One can't help but wonder, what did this tree look like in its lifetime? Until now, behind the curtain of dense forest, it felt as though we were walking across relatively flat land. But here, standing in the shadow of rising ground above a glowing drop-off, moving between exposed roots and treetops, crossing a small bridge over a loud yet unseen stream, a realization settles in. We are in the mountains. Let us raise our eyes upward to where the treetops stand in quiet stillness, between shadow and light, between deep emerald and soft sun-washed green. The sky drifts freely like a river winding between two banks. We bring our gaze back down to the earth. What awaits us beyond the next gentle curve of the trail?